Hello, my name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm an addiction recovery coach and the host of the Take Your Life Back Today show. As an addiction recovery coach, I want to share something with you, and let me be crystal clear to leave an everlasting impact upon you. Just imagine being buried alive. You're in a coffin, but you know you're not dead. You don't know how to get out of the coffin. So you think maybe, just maybe, if I bang on the lid, I'll unsettle the dirt and someone might notice and start digging their way down towards me. This is the way... This is what it's like to feel at the lowest point of alcohol and drug addiction. You know you need help. You know you can't do it on your own, but you don't know where to turn for help. In reality, there are people standing by your grave. You just don't realize that. You just think you're going to die. Usually, though, you don't think about death when you're habitually abusing drugs and alcohol. In order to feed an addiction, you have to be great at repressing the fear of death. I often ask you, my audience, did it ever cross your mind that maybe you might just overdose by abusing drugs and alcohol and taking something away that God had given you called life? And if that's not bad enough, you're taking your life away from the people that love and count on you most. People like your children, your grandchildren, mother, father, sister, brother, husband, wife. With this, let me leave one last thought. Don't be like the person that I'm reading about on these index cards that waited and waited and waited until it was too late. Instead, be like the person that picks up the phone and calls me at 844-405-HELP, and I promise you I will help you take your life back before your life is gone. And once that happens, that is it. Folks, Larry Geis from the Geis Academy, 516-458-2741. Larry Geis and I tell folks like you, it doesn't matter where you came from, it doesn't matter where you've been. What matters is you're here now, looking for a great today and a much better tomorrow. Call Larry at 516-458-2741, 516-458-2741, and Larry Geis will help you take your life back. You can also find him at www.odysseyconsultant.org. I want to talk about 6 ways to say no, absolutely no, not just to drugs, but to anything in life. Make no mistake about it, saying no to drugs will be the most important decision you will have to make in your lifetime. Let's adjust this camera so I have a little bit more room. The most important decision that you will have to make in your lifetime is learning how to say no. If you say no when your friends ask you to try a drug or a drink, it might make them think twice about doing it themselves. Saying no means you have the strength and the brains to choose for yourself. There are a few ways to do this. Say you have something better to do, then do it. Point out to the drugs how they interfere with your mental and physical skills, and that you don't want to be part of that because you want to be the best you can be. If you don't want to explain all that, just say, no, thank you. If that doesn't work, try a stronger no, and then leave. Skip parties where you know drugs and alcohol will be available. Ban them from your own parties. Hang out with friends who don't need to do drugs or alcohol to have fun. Make a commitment to healthy and control your own future life. Develop a contact between you and your parents that states you will do the best to learn about the effects of illegal substances and discuss peer pressure with your parents. Sign that contract. In turn, your parents will agree to be available to discuss alcohol and other drugs and to discuss about not drinking and driving anytime you want to speak about it without any repercussions. Don't let drugs ruin your neighborhood. Get involved. Here's what some teens are doing to be involved. They are in Medford, Oregon, where teens get out, turned out without drugs by writing, producing, and televising a soap opera about teenagers and the problems and peer pressures they face. They created their own little soap opera. Teens in Gardena, California spend time after school being buddies to children in orphanage, painting rundown buildings, cleaning up litter, and helping the disabled people. They organize town meetings to talk about drug problems in general and formed a community task force to do something about it. Young people in Poland or Ohio landscape and plant trees in parks, give seminars on drug and alcohol abuse, and help elderly citizens maintain their house. Drug dealers have turned into the police. You can do this very quietly, anonymously. The police need your help to catch and stop crime in your community and stop ruining the lives of your friends, possibly even your own little brother and sisters. For residents of Madera County only, turn Emin Raymond Anonymous. Report drug dealers, marijuana growers to the Narcotics Enforcement Team Task Force 1. You can call them at 800-675-4NET, N-E-E-T. Delete a loss. Well, this is in Spanish, so I don't know how to speak Spanish. Don't lose a friend to drugs. Signs which may point to drug or alcohol problems. What are some of them? Has a friend become moody, short-tempered, maybe even hostile? Does this person seem spaced out and always short of cash? Is your friend failing courses at school, running around with kids you just don't know or even trust? What can you do about it? You can help. Talk to your friend and be very supportive. Many teenagers become more involved with alcohol and drugs because friends, teachers, and parents either pretended there wasn't even a problem or didn't know what to do about the problem. Educate yourselves. You can help. Talk to your friend. Urge him or her to call the local drug abuse hotline. The people working at the hotline can help without lecturing about the problem. With the help of friends, parents, and counselor, people with a problem can start regaining control of their lives and give up alcohol and drugs. Here's how you can help someone with a drug or alcohol problem. Get the facts. Learn the effects of drugs. Share this with your friends and family. For example, tell them that smoking pot makes it very difficult to concentrate and remember things. Tell them that heavy pot smokers can become psychologically dependent on drug and develop respiratory problems. PCP and LSD can cause permanent brain damage. Sniffing glue can produce heart failure or suffocation. Cocaine is more deadly and addictive than people realize, and cocaine deaths have jumped dramatically in the last few years. Get the names and phone numbers of local hotlines and drug abuse counseling services and provide them to people in need. These are usually listed in your local telephone books, or you can Google them under Crisis Services, Alcohol Abuse Information and Treatment, or Drug Abuse Information. Other sources are community and school bulletin boards, libraries, or local newspapers. Ask your school or hospital how special programs for teenagers work and where can you locate them. Interest your friends in activities they can enjoy without using drugs and alcohol. For an example, teenagers in Chicago suburb took upon themselves to organize creative, positive ways to spend time, such as trips, movies, discussion groups, aerobics, and community service projects. These activities not only discourage drug abuse, but can build self-esteem. Learn how to talk to your peers and younger kids about the dangers of abusing drugs and alcohol. Many communities have programs that teach teenagers how to counsel others about the problem that teens face, including substance abuse. In one rural Midwestern town, star high school athletes are trained to teach elementary school and middle school students about drug and alcohol abuse. Remind your friends that buying or possessing pot, cocaine, LSD, PSP, and most other drugs is against the law. Getting arrested and having a police record may not seem like a big deal now, but it could be when applying down the road for a good job or even college. It takes courage to help a friend who has a drug problem, but a real friend will try no matter what. And that's the key. You need to try. If you see any one of your friends or family members running into drug and alcohol issues, get them the help that they need, educate them, lead them over to maybe the school But the worst thing to do is to go and tell other people about it. You can go to your parents, but to keep friends, you need to kind of try to gain their confidence. And one way not to gain confidence is to go out and expose their identity. Folks, I hope that not even just for drugs, but you learn how to say no when you mean no. That goes to not having sex, no drugs, no cheating on tests, no violence. Just no means no. Instead, I ask you to say yes to God, yes to sobriety, yes to respecting elders, yes to love and compassion. I could keep going. Remember, take your slippers off at night, stick them under your bed. In the morning, get on your knees, retrieve those slippers, and thank God for another beautiful day. A day like the one behind me in that beautiful running stream. Because for someone out there, they didn't wake up this morning. They didn't get to see what I'm seeing, what you're seeing. Ask God for guidance and direction. Ask God for forgiveness and mercy. Thank God that you're living in a home, that you have clothing and food and a family. Then pull yourself up, put those slippers on, roll your shoulders back, stick your chest out, and walk with God 24/7. I ask you to do this each and every day. I ask you to say no when you mean no, and I ask you to say yes to the most common sense things in life. Respect, no violence, no drugs, no gambling, no, I think I said violence, but no violence. Let's say yes to parents. Say yes to grandparents. These are the things that you should all concentrate on in life. I hope this segment was good. I hope you say yes to the Almighty God, and I hope you say no to drugs, and may God bless you.